Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 22 News at 4. I'm Christina Demores. We'll get to your top 4 at 4 in just a moment, but first, a look at your commuter traffic and weather. 22 News Storm Team Meteorologist Brian Lapis is here with us this afternoon. Brian, what can you tell us about the traffic?
Traffic so far is decent, especially here in the valley. Let's take a look at the map, shall we? And you can see here I-91 north and southbound are running just fine. Mass Pike to the west of the Connecticut River is also fine. Head to the east, though, in this usual spot, as we often see on Friday. We got a backup near Sturbridge where I-84 and the Mass Pike meet eastbound. This is typical for this time of day and this time of year, as there are people apparently headed over to the Cape to spend the weekend. Regardless, traffic as we start the weekend evening commute is running okay. Let's take a look at weather, because we do have some relatively important weather information to communicate to you. A tornado watch from the National Weather Service until 10 o'clock tonight for Hamden, Hampshire, Franklin, and Berkshire County, as the remnants of what once was Tropical Storm Debbie move to our west. We're kind of in the zone here with some fairly unstable weather that could produce some strong to severe thunderstorms and possibly a tornado or two, especially west of the Connecticut River, now through about 10 o'clock, possibly even as late as midnight tonight. Let's take a look at what's happening right now as we go to the map. I believe we're going to go to the map. There it is, clouds and radar. The bulk of the action has been to our west, but we've had some scattered showers, and there might be a rumble of thunder in here as well. There's been a pretty significant wind out of the south here this afternoon, and that wind, that fairly strong wind, has caused a couple of tree limbs to come down even without any thunderstorm wind situations going on. So just keep that in mind, that it's going to be a gusty afternoon into a gusty evening with a chance of severe thunderstorms and possibly a weak tornado or two. The good news here is that off to the west, we have not had a lot in the way of severe weather, but it certainly is a possibility as we head into the evening hours. We'll talk more about it with our 22 News Storm Team Skycast.
All right, thank you, Brian. A large amount of fentanyl and 4 guns were seized in Springfield after a months-long investigation by state police. Take a look at what troopers recovered on Wednesday. State police identified Anthony Perez of Springfield and Joel Rodriguez of Holyoke as the targets of the investigation. The suspects were allegedly in possession of more than 24,000 bags of fentanyl, 4 firearms, including an AK-47 and a semi-automatic shotgun. Both suspects faced trafficking charges and weapon offenses. A train coming from Springfield collided with a tractor trailer in North Haven, Connecticut this morning. A representative from Amtrak said the crash happened around 5:51 a.m. The driver told our sister station at News 8 that another delivery driver caused him to stop. The railroad crossing was shut down for several hours. Officials say the engineer on the train suffered minor injuries and was taken to the hospital. The cause of the crash is being investigated. Karen Reed was back in court today. Her attorneys are trying to get 2 of her charges dismissed: second-degree murder and leaving the scene of a crash resulting in death. This afternoon, the trial judge heard arguments from both sides on whether to dismiss those charges. Today's hearing comes after multiple jurors who were on the case now allegedly claimed during deliberations the entire jury agreed Reed was not guilty of either.
Order a hearing, Judge. Don't make Miss Reed be the first person in the history of the Commonwealth to face re-prosecution for murder.
The prosecution argued that there was no verdict slipped or returned in this case, and the defense is twisting the law with a request to bring the jury back. The judge took today's arguments under advisement and plans to rule at a future date. Delta Airlines say that month's CrowdStrike outage cost it around $550 million. The airline announced today they would be taking legal action against the cybersecurity company and Microsoft over the incident. Delta canceled around 7,000 flights due to the outage and struggled more than its competitors to recover. Now let's get another check of today's weather. 22 News Storm Team Meteorologist Brian Lapis is here. Brian, what can you tell us about these storms coming our way?
Yeah, we've got the chance for some severe thunderstorms and also the tornado watch in effect until 10 o'clock tonight for Hamden, Hampshire, Franklin, and Berkshire County. You can see here on clouds and radar that we've had some scattered showers. These are non-severe. In fact, I don't think that we've seen a thunderstorm yet here in the Pioneer Valley, but that could happen at any time. And then the main event is back off to the Hudson Hudson River Valley here, just west of the Hudson River Valley. We expect this to come in here after 6 o'clock tonight. So if you have outdoor plans for this evening, keep a close eye on the 22 News app on your mobile device, the radar there, and there will be weather alerts that will pop up on your screen on your mobile device as well if you've downloaded the 22 News weather app. 5 o'clock here this afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms. I'm going to pause here at 7 p.m. You can see this heavy downpour, scattered thunderstorms, the possibility of some damaging wind. We've been kind of downplaying the rain because the bulk of the rain is going to move to our north and to our west, but there will be some downpours here that could cause some brief street and stream flooding. But the primary concern tonight is for damaging wind in severe thunderstorms and possibly a tornado or two through about 10 o'clock to midnight. 9 o'clock, scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then by midnight, most of this, if not all of it, is out of here. And then we get into some clearing here for tomorrow. In fact, the weekend is looking nice. We'll talk about that in further detail on 22 News at 6.
A pair of giant pandas debuted at the San Diego Zoo this week. They arrived from China a little more than a month ago and are the first pandas to enter the United States in 21 years. Since their arrival in late June, the pandas have been acclimating to their home, which is 4 times larger than the San Diego Zoo's previous panda habitat. Deaths from COVID-19 are declining in the United States. According to the CDC, COVID deaths in the U.S. fell 69% from 2022 to 2023. That put coronavirus as the 10th leading cause of death last year, down from the 4th in 2022. Its peak in 2020 and 2021, COVID was the 3rd leading cause of death in the U.S. The CDC says the virus is still a threat, especially to older adults and people with underlying medical issues. Now for a look at what we're working on for 22 News starting at 6. We're expecting to experience the remnants of Hurricane Debbie here in New England, and we'll have how you can stay safe during summer storms. Plus, tax-free weekend starts tomorrow. See how businesses and shoppers are getting ready ahead of it. And we'll have a look back at the week on Beacon Hill with our State House Spotlight.
Traffic is running good here as we headed into the evening commute. I-91 from the Connecticut State Line to Sunderland moving smoothly, and the Mass Pike to the west of the Connecticut River looks fine as well. We do have the usual slowdown here as we get started with the weekend at the 84 merge with the Mass Pike near Charlton and Sturbridge. We'll update our severe weather potential on 22 News at 6.
All right, thanks for joining us this afternoon for 22 News at 4. Join us on TV tonight starting at 6. You can get all your local news and weather updates anytime on wwlp.com and the 22 News mobile app.